Today's video is about my journey over the past 11 years to a pain free, blissful body and a peaceful, free mind. And it's also an invitation to a journey that I'm leading, an online live experience which will be guiding you towards becoming your higher self, embodying all of this for yourself, and experiencing bliss, peace, freedom, and all the beautiful things that your higher self has in store for you. So, I have been on this journey for 11 years, but because of everything I have been through, everything I have learned, also understanding what works, what doesn't work, more importantly, what doesn't work, and what is the most powerful, effective way to get to this state, this journey has the potential for being much shorter for you. So, this invitation for the journey I'm leading is for you to get to this state yourself, hopefully much faster with all of the wisdom I have gained. I've been working with hundreds of people over the last 11 years, so it's not only my experience and my journey, but I've learned seeing what works for many, many, many people from different backgrounds, different parts of the world. Really, like this is a very universal human journey. So let's get into it. So my journey began 11 years ago, and at that time I was working as a software developer at Amazon in Seattle in the USA. I was working anywhere between 16 to 30-hour stretches in front of the computer, and in my free time I would be watching TV shows. I would have no movement, no exercise. I would just be sitting in front of the screen, and this was going on for years and years and years. No exercise, no real rest. My rest would be, like I said, TV. And I was just completely disconnected from myself. I would be smoking 30 to 40 cigarettes a day. I would be smoking 8 to 10 joints a day. I would be drinking endless cans of sodas. Sprite was my favorite. I would be eating the junkiest of food most of the time. And as you can imagine, this led to a body that was in terrible shape. But I was completely disconnected from it. I was so numbed out. I was so disconnected from my body and myself. I had no idea what was actually going on. I would not just be living in my head. I would be living a little bit outside of my head. When I gained awareness, I literally could not even enter my body. There was so much pain in my body that I would be hovering a bit outside. I would be very dissociated. And all of this changed for me overnight 11 years ago because of a beautiful experience of divine grace. And I was a person who was completely rational, atheistic, skeptical. I had no belief, I had no interest. When this experience happened, I was not even seeking it or looking for it because I was so disconnected. I thought my life was great. Everything was perfect. I was earning a lot of money. I had a job that I loved. I enjoyed whatever I was doing. I thought smoking was great. I thought getting high was great. I loved watching TV. I loved binging. For me, everything was perfect. So I was not seeking an awakening, but it happened. And that for me has made me a living example, a proof that belief is not a prerequisite for spirituality. Spirituality is not about beliefs, it's so much beyond our beliefs, our self, our mind, our ego. And it is available for everyone, no matter where you are on your journey, how deep you have gone. If you have not begun, if you have denied it all, and you want to keep denying it, if you're just open to magic, if you're just open to the unknown, the mystery, without having to put any labels on it, if you're just open for a different experience of life that's beyond pain, that's beyond disconnection, that's beyond numbness, that's beyond anxiety, this is a journey for you. So, when I had this awakening, I did not find peace and freedom and bliss in my body immediately. What I got was awareness of the horror that I had been putting myself through. When I looked at myself, when I looked at my life, I was in absolute shock and horror. When I gained connection to the slightest degree, I was appalled at what I had been doing to myself. And I became fully aware of intense chronic pain that was all over my body, my joints, my back, my neck, my shoulders, legs, every single thing was hurting so much. My mind was so anxious all the time that literally, as I described, I couldn't even be in myself. I had to be dissociated, I had to be disconnected. That was my only way of functioning. That's where I started my journey. And I want to share this with you to show you how far I have come. I have been on the other end of the spectrum and have been in a condition worse than most of the hundreds and hundreds of people I have worked with. And I know that there are people who are in even worse conditions, but I truly believe that this is available for anyone, for anyone. And it's not the journey that you may think, it's not the journey that you may expect. It's truly a journey that requires you to go into the unknown. Because this is not about tools and techniques. I have tried all of that, I have done all of that, and that works only to a certain degree. I did that for 8.5 years. And I'll tell you honestly, 9 years actually. I did that for 9 years. Honestly, that only had some level of effect. It was the ego trying to fix the ego, the mind trying to fix the mind, a lot of resistance to healing my body. It was not really working. I was just in this loop, digging myself into a deeper and deeper hole of what is wrong with me, why am I broken, blah, blah, blah. And then there was a shift where I entered a completely different phase of my journey over the past almost 3 years now. And this shift took me into a completely different path. And since then, the amount of healing I have experienced has taken me to this stage of a pain free, blissful body. And honestly, last year, I kind of settled for the way things were simply because it was so good compared to where I had been. I was feeling, relatively speaking, so good. I still had some chronic pain in my knees, my back, my shoulders, but it was very livable. It was very comfortable. It's a mosquito hovering right in front of the camera. And it was truly, for me, what am I complaining about? Why do I need to do anything to fix this? I can live like this. I'm fine. Life is good. I had got my work was going well. I was living in a beautiful place. I had friends who I still have. I mean, I have all of this still, but I had all of it at the time. I was like, why do I want to disturb this? What I have got already? Why am I complaining? Am I being ungrateful? Am I being greedy compared to all of the people? How much suffering there is in the world? How much pain there is in the world? I have got it pretty good. That was my thought last year. Like, why do I need to be greedy for a pain-free body, a blissful body? But I remembered that 11 years ago when I started this journey and I got the awareness, the commitment that I made to myself was that I'm going to heal. And having pain to any degree for me was at some stage not acceptable. And I realized it doesn't have to be this way. That me being pain free and being blessed with the grace initially, plus all of the healing that I received over the years, including my eyesight. I used to be wearing glasses all the time. For 12 years, I was wearing glasses all the time, and my eyesight healed. And I don't wear glasses. I've not worn glasses for 10 years, 9 or 10 years now. And I don't get headaches, nothing. It's like my eyesight is great. So there was a lot of struggle on getting through this final phase, especially. But in the last months, I did that work and I finally arrived in a body that feels not just pain free. I discovered the level beyond that, that is actually experiencing bliss in the body. It feels good to be in my body. I actually enjoy being in my body. I feel pleasure being in my body. And I wanted to see the arc from not being able to be in my body, having to hover above my body because the pain was so intense. My mind was so anxious. I have come to actually enjoying my body, having peace in my mind, calm in my mind, clarity, and just really enjoying life and loving life. I have been on the opposite ends of the spectrum. So wherever you are, I know that this is possible for you. Even if you're close, but you're not able to get there, don't settle, don't compromise. That's what I was doing, and a lot of us do. It's like, yeah, it's okay. We can focus on something else. We can make other, like we can just accept things the way they are. It's good. There's nothing to complain about. Now let's go help other people. I can live with some pain. I can live with some anxiety. I can live with some grief. No, that's not what this is about. This We really are meant to experience a fully blissful, peaceful, free state. And this doesn't mean pain doesn't come further. There will be pain, sure, but that's not what we are carrying our whole lives. There was chronic pain I had been carrying my whole life, and it was like this boulder on my shoulders that I was taking with me wherever I went. That was really causing pain throughout my body. And what I'm talking about is dropping that, releasing that, moving with a body and a mind that is free, that is at peace, that is in bliss, that is in pleasure. And then, yes, pain can come, but it's being processed and worked through and released and keep moving forward. But the base state, the default state, the baseline, the foundation becomes bliss, peace, freedom, joy, love, beauty, all the wonderful things of your higher self. This is what the journey that I'm creating is about. It's free to join this journey. The link is in the description. If you've got come to this video through the email, it's also in the email. You can sign up for free. There are not many details because this journey is not about information for your mind. It's a calling. If you feel that there's something for you to receive on this journey, just join. It's free to join. And as we go forward, you'll get more information. But this really isn't about the information. This really is about going to the next level towards this state that I'm describing. So let me see, because I just want to see this email that I'm about to send. If there's anything else that I want to share in this video. Yeah, mainly I have covered everything, and basically this July marks 11 years from my own awakening. That night where everything changed for me, 11 years is completing in this month. And that's why I've created this journey, because firstly, I have reached this place myself, and it's for me to celebrate this, but it's also for me to give back all of the blessings, the gifts, the healing, everything that I have received over the last 11 years. I'm so grateful for coming where I have from where I was, that a part of me, not part of me, all of me just wants to give back to the world, help others to go however far you're meant to go in this journey, and then whatever happens next. So my first intention really is just to give back, and that's why I've made this free. That's why it's open for everyone who feels called. I want to make this available to you. Whatever you're meant to receive, It's it's really my pleasure. It's my honor to be able to share this. It's it's also like I'm so committed. I'm so devoted to this because who I was 11 years ago. Let me just mute. Who I was 11 years ago absolutely did not believe that this was possible. I was so skeptical. I was so much in denial because everything I saw on the outside, what I saw other people talking about, felt very disconnected, did not feel embodied. People were talking, but the actual lived experience, what they were doing, how they were acting, was so contrary to what they were saying. People spoke about bliss and peace, but they were so anxious. It was very clear that they were in pain. They would have conflicts that would escalate into something very ugly. And I'm really saying that this is not about perfection. It's about reaching a foundation where we can move through life and deal with the chaos of life and the world and still have this foundation of peace, bliss, harmony, beauty, love. Yes, there'll be disturbance. Yes, there'll be chaos. But once we have found that foundation, we know where to come back to no matter what is happening in life. We know where we are moving from. We know who we are beyond all of this pain. Is to find that at least once in life. That's what I experienced 11 years ago. I had this moment where everything was just at peace. I was free. I was just really I was in bliss, true, pure bliss and pleasure. And this is something I want anyone who feels called, who resonates. I want you to experience this at least once in your life so that you get the light, you get the direction of where this journey is going. And then, however long it takes, for me, it took 11 years. For some people, it may take 1 year. For some people, it may take a lifetime. It may not even happen, but even if you experience this once in your life, I feel it is such a beautiful experience, even to have it just for one moment in your life, where you can just experience peace, freedom, bliss, all the good stuff. And then you decide how far you want to go, what you want to do. I made this commitment myself that I will do whatever it takes. And honestly, it's a lot when you say, I will do whatever it takes. It's easy to say that, but to actually do it, to follow through, that's why it took me 11 years because there were lots of obstacles, there were lots of challenges, there were lots of desires to give up, to escape, to avoid, to settle, to compromise, to plateau. I went through all of that. And that's why now when I work with people, I can spot these things and move through them much faster. But there's always compassion. There's never pressure of it has to be a certain way. You have to do it my way, or you have to get to where I am, or it's not about me. It's really about you, where you're meant to be. And I will do whatever I can to skip over anything that's unnecessary and to get rid of any lies and limitations of what's possible for you. Because for such a long time, I had this belief of I don't need to have complete bliss and freedom and peace. I can have some pain in my body. That's just being human. Pain is a part of life, but having to carry it all the time, having to be a little bit anxious all the time, having to always be proving something, needing people's validation, all of this is not part of being human. We can have a very human existence without all of this. And I am a living example of this. This is what I represent, this is what I teach, this is what I want to give to the world. So if you feel called to this, sign up for the free journey. Give this a like, comment, share either this video or the email that you may have received. And I would love to see you and anyone else you want to share it with in here. Thank you so much. This is also part of my 64-day live stream journey. So today is day 41, and I will see you tomorrow for day 42. Thank you.